What's up, chosen ones? How we doing today? Welcome to, what is it? It's August 23rd. It's Wednesday, right? Yes, Wednesday. Wednesday! Hope day! Get over that hope! How we doing, guys? It's your girl tuning live. I'm a little, I'm happy to share this word because it's so authentic to actually how I feel right now. The name and title of this video is Don't Spin Your Wheels, Will Yourself to Let Go. Or Stop Spinning Your Wheels, Will Yourself to Let Go. Something along those lines. So you know how sometimes like things happen in life and we just get real frustrated, like, or people frustrate us. You know, it's gonna be that way because everybody is different. And so even when we're speaking in the same language, like there's a different language for that language. You know what I'm saying? And the best thing to do if you're got your feathers ruffled at the moment is to use the same energy. Okay, like I don't know who's watching this, I don't know, like if you clicked onto it, you're hearing it for a reason, but like use the same energy that you have right now that's like all like coiled up, right? And then take that same energy and channel it into letting go, whatever it is. Because likely we actually don't have control over whatever the situation is. I'm not saying that you don't have control over your situation. I'm just saying, generally speaking, we can get pretty upset about things that we have zero control over. And I'm sorry if you're going through something right now that's like revving you up, and spinning your wheels, so to speak. And like before I actually sat down, when I sat down, it was like writing and like asking God, like, hey, what do you want me to share today and stuff. I was like thinking I said out loud to myself, because you know I talk to myself, I was like, wow, I'm like really troubled in my mind right now, like this is really effed up. But I just like life gets frustrating, like things are hard, like life is hard, you know. It can be fun and it can be full of tests, but there's mornings and days and situations that spin our wheels, whatever it is. Like that's life. That's for sure gonna happen. And life isn't always fair about how it brings it on either, is it? So don't spin your wheels. Will yourself to let go. Use that same energy that you're using to think and process, which is good. Do a little bit of that, but mostly please do not sit and dwell in that feeling. Just will yourself to let go. I wanted to share a specific, I can't wait to go to the gym. I'm like so amped up today. I wanted to share this story about when I was walking home from, I'm like also a little irritated today. You could probably tell a little bit, but I'm here. And there was this time I was walking home, I would say this was about 2 weeks ago, something like that. And I decided to get off in Pelham and I was going to take a nice walk home. And Pelham is like where I hang out. You guys hear me talk about it all the time. But it's literally, what, mile and a half from the apartment. So I was just like in the mood to walk and smoke my joint. But as you guys have known, I've done like videos before on substance abuse and substance abuse disorders and the enemy and how it uses substances to bring us lower and farther away from God. And Satan loves addiction. He loves it. He loves it. That's what Satan is, actually. Satan is an addiction to continue to be evil to yourself, with yourself, and to others. Spitting truth over here. Y'all picking up these facts? And I was walking home and I was like, I'm gonna have a nice little like walk sesh and smoke sesh and just like think and relax. And I was waiting till I was kind of like crossing where it wasn't so busy, and then I like get to be over here, and then I was kind of like in a more mellow, like calm down, less foot traffic spot. And I swear to you guys that I literally, this is God. This is God, this is God, this is God, this is God, all the way through and 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 through. I mean, after this experience, I was mind-boggled. Mind-boggled. And, I looked down. I wanted to share this story with you guys like 2 weeks ago when it happened, but I wasn't ready to quit weed yet. It's hard, man. Someone put a stronghold on me, and I'm not going to go too much into it, but I am aware of that stronghold now. So if you don't know, you don't know. But once you know, you can figure out problem solving. Once you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew that it was a stronghold, and then I was like, oh, freaking, that makes sense now, because I really wanted to hear God's voice and not have to, like, infiltrate my spirit with a substance in order to feel relaxed. Like, that's not... God has been telling me over and over, like, this is the time for you to end smoking. That's done for you. That you've had your fun, you've had your time doing that, and that's something that's not going to happen for you anymore. And that's exactly what he said. When literally, guys, I was walking, I had a full-on, like, full-gram joint. Like, I smoked a tiny bit when I looked out over the river after the job interview, and it was really pretty, and it was really peaceful. But I only smoked like this much. I was like, say the joint's like that big. I only smoked like that much. And then I put it back in the tube, and then I like got out of Pelham Parkway, and then I like grabbed the tube, and then I pulled it out, and I looked down, and just somehow the joint was in my hand, but all of the weed, and I mean every single last crumble of any little sprinkle of the weed, completely gone from the joint. I looked around on the ground to see where the hell did that weed just go? What the F? There was no wind breezing by that could have just knocked it out of the entire paper. Like, I've smoked a lot of joints before, and I thought about it for a little bit. I was like, oh yeah, well maybe this was like a fluke, by the manufacturer's defect, something along those lines. And then I was like, no, because weed's packed in the joint. It doesn't just like fall out of the tube. Like, it doesn't just fall out of the paper. There was no cut in the paper. It was like just, rolling paper for joints. Like, imagine this is rolling paper for joints. It was a full joint filled with weed. And I looked down, I was about to like light it up and have a nice time. And God said, no, you're done smoking. And I looked down, and it was completely gone, all of the weed. And I thought, I felt led to do a video on how God told me to stop smoking weed for you guys 2 or 3 weeks ago. But you know what I did instead? I went and found weed elsewhere. From a friend who sells it in the other bodega. Like, I got it from a dispensary on Lenox in Upper East Side, Lenox Avenue. And I got even into more shenanigans getting the weed from that friend. For that's been the continuous pattern that I've been recognizing with addiction, is that if I go against what God wants me to do and I smoke like a cigarette or a joint anyways, there's something negative that kind of happens along the way while I'm doing the addiction that makes me feel worse. And addiction is so bad. I've written on it. I've written on it too, and I'm still struggling. Today I'm moving forward. Like, I have been struggling. And I will admit to myself, it will continue to be a struggle for the next little bit until I get over the hump. But I feel in my heart that I no longer desire my mind to be in the clouds. Just because I feel like my time is moving forward in a way where I just need to get to work. Like, I've had my time to be free-spirited. I've had my time to lackadaisy and lollygag and hang out with friends till 2 a.m., but now it's time to work. And that's what God was saying and telling me when the weed just completely disappeared from the entire joint. Like, I had the joint still in my hand, the crutch was in my hand. It's not like I was shaking it out or anything. Like, I was about to, and the game, all the weed, any single left, weed just gone from that joint. And yeah, one time I went out to go smoke a cigarette and I saw a dead raccoon, and that was God's way of warning me, saying, like, stop smoking. Like, stop. Like there's been so many messages along the way, but I'm ready, and it feels better. You just have to get over the hump with, like, the irritability. And so today's hump day, I'm getting over the irritability, and that's just a story I wanted to share with you guys, because, like, wow, crazy, right? Like, the joint just completely disappeared. But in addition to the title of Don't Spin Your Wheels, Will Yourself to Let Go, so I'll use that same energy. And okay, so I was also reading the Tao of Pooh. It's a really nice book. It's really great. And it's about, I didn't know that. Benjamin Hoff is an Oregon writer. That's cool. That's where I'm from, is Oregon. So that's cool. Huh. Cool. Yeah, go figure. Oregon's very, like, everyone thinks, like, kind of hippie over there. Hippie-dippy. But I recommend this book. It just kind of, like, brings it into perspective that it actually does, the energy you summon in yourself to let go of whatever it is that's, kind of got your goat. Something's got your goat right now. Use the energy that you're using that has got your goat and will yourself to let go. It takes incredible, tremendous strength of self-power, self-will, self-control to use the energy that you're feeling to let it go, because you're actually doing something huge and advantageous with that process and that mindset. You're allowing it to flow and move on and say, yes, I acknowledge that this was here, it had this and this effect, and I'm choosing now to let it go and look at all this beautiful life around me. It's so beautiful. And then I also wanted to share some Bible verses and scriptures. It was like, which one was I thinking? Yes. For God speaks in one way, and in two, though people do not perceive it. In a dream, in a vision of the nights, when deep sleep falls on mortals. Oh, I didn't write down the verse with that. My bad. I can look it. I'll put it in the description box, y'all. And then if one gives answer before hearing, it is folly and shame, and that's Proverbs 18:13. And then this one is, be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him, and that's Psalms 37:7. This one I didn't write the verse down with it. So faith comes from what is heard, and what is heard comes through the word of Christ. Yeah, absolutely. That actually is speaking a lot to me right now, because I've been developing more and more abilities to hear God's voice, and I think an ability to deliver messages that need to be delivered. I think that's what the recent spiritual awakening has been about. Like, literally since, I know it sounds like a movie or it sounds over dramatic or something, but literally August 18th, 5:27 a.m., I was woken up by, and I sleep right next to the window, because I'm a cat, and it woke me up because the lightning, like, hit a car, and the car alarm was like, and then, like, the lightning, like, shook everything, and then there was bright light, because I sleep, like, literally looking, like, I'm a cat. I'm, like, sleeping practically on the windowsill, so I heard that lightning and thunder. I felt it. I felt like it was a terrifying feeling of like being in dead sleep, and then like it felt like I was in the storm or in the eye of the tornado or something. But ever since then, like I feel like I've been on my spiritual awakening of like walking more and more into my purpose and doing my absolute best to obey God. I feel like it's so hard because we have the ability for self-will, so we can choose to go our way. And I don't want to do that. I've done that before in my life, and those were some of the darkest times in my life. I was thinking about that. I was like, yeah, I've done that before, and it didn't work out so well for me. I think when I look back on those times where I wasn't walking with God, I can't even remember them. They were so dark and lost and confused. So I want to be with God. I don't want to be with a substance. I want to be where I'm supposed to be and where God has me planned to be. I want to get to heaven and have the job well done, like conversation. I want to know with myself that each and every day I have an integrity in my heart and my soul where I respect myself enough to not overcommit so I don't have to spin my wheels and then will myself to let go. I want to respect myself to know what I'm capable of and give myself grace and compassion for when I slip up, but I also definitely just want to be like obedient to God, because that is where we may not see it like right now, but that's where the most like bigger picture will come into play later on. And it's kind of like the same mentality that I was using, because I went to go get coffee this morning, and you can get a Lucy with your coffee, and Lucy is a cigarette that you can get for 75 cents, and it's so, you know, like today was my second day of resisting, like, nope, no cigarette, just get the coffee. And I said to myself, resist now, and I was saying this to myself to tell myself, just get the coffee this morning, don't get the cigarette. I was saying to myself, if you resist now, you won't have cancer in 20 years. It's so bad that we've gotten to that point where I have to like scare myself with my own health, but I know God's been saying stop with the smoking, and drinking's not really a problem for me because it was such a problem a year or two ago, and I had to deal with such consequences that it is no longer even a daily. Social events or for celebrations, sure, like where there's champagne and stuff, but I used to literally think that alcohol was cool. I didn't think that, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all young once, but now it's time to work. Now it's time to get serious. I'm done, like, spending that $10 on a joint when it could go towards laundry. And I'm just done thinking in my mind that, like, I absolutely need a substance. I need a substance. Like, I want to be in a social setting and just be like, this is what I'm focused on. I'm not focused on getting home so I can go drink. I'm not focused on just leaving the situation and, you know, paying lip service and being social and doing what I have to do. But then as soon as I leave, I'm going to go, like, hit my vape and alone in the bathroom. Like, what is that? What is that? That's the devil. Like, you think you can't hang out in a party for so long enough time? You go, I gotta go out for a smoke. What? So you could hear the devil talk to you? Get rid of the substances, y'all. They ain't good for us. Of course, capitalism benefits off of all of it, but please, 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 please. You can't come to God with an addiction. You can't hear God's voice when you're in the clouds. You can't hear the nudge of a gentle, like, direction of where you should go in life. If you don't, and you're, like, tripping over your high heels downtown in the crosswalk, nearly getting hit by a car, like, there's consequences, and we could get hurt from these addictions too. Like, drugs are just dangerous. Like, I was literally, like, getting in the shower this morning thinking to myself, I wish I always just said no to drugs. I wish that, because literally in 5th grade we got, like, the drug, like, the guy who came in and, like, did the whole drug dare. He did the dare, like, just say no, like, and I was thinking to myself that I wish I just, you know how farther along I would be. You know, I don't even like to think about that. I chose the path I chose. I am proud of myself. This is good. I love who I am. I want to be better. You know what I'm saying? And I just, these substances gotta go, because they just do. They just absolutely do. It's just another thing to worry about. And think about and take up your mind. It's another, you know what it is? It's another way for the devil to get to you. That's why he loves it. That's why he loves addiction. So yeah, be prepared to, like, when you quit, the devil's gonna be like super PO'd about it, and it's actually pretty hard for your body to like adjust to you're not feeding that demon in you that's satiated by weed. And so that demon's gonna be like, get like all upset for a little bit, and like you might have like a backlash from the spiritual warfare from making the decision of choosing to quit. But I wish you the best in that process, and I really want to just have this be the last time, and I think it will be. The only reason I had a stronghold was because if the stronghold wasn't put on me, I would have quit when I quit like 3 months ago or something like that. And I remember like trying to stand up for myself and be like, no, I don't smoke weed anymore. And then my friend was like, oh, you gotta roll it up. And like I just like felt peer pressured, and so I just like smoked it. So it's easy to slip right back in. So really be careful. Friends aren't really gonna take you seriously when you say, oh no, I'm not smoking. Or they'll give you a hard time, or they start to like realize, like they go, oh, I guess I'm the only one that needs this substance. So let me attack them and make them feel bad for not needing a substance. Like that's probably gonna happen in some little small form or another. Watch out for that. Watch out for any ricochet of energies or spiritual warfare when you do decide to elevate and do better and advance and work on the areas that you need worked on. Be aware of the little resistance that you receive, because especially the longer you are into an addiction, the more that like demons kind of expecting you to feed it in you, kind of a thing. Like, so you have to like tell your past demons in here, like, nope, I'm in control, not you guys. And as soon as you stop getting enough substances that you are looking for, they will leave your body. Those demons that love those little substances, if you stop for 2 weeks or around like 5 days, 2 weeks, and you pray, those demons will leave your body. I even heard from another YouTuber, he had been feeling called to stop eating pork for a while, and then when he finally decided to make the decision, he said that he heard screams of the demons leaving his body in the night when he was sleeping. So it's hard to get them kicked out of your body, but you're in control up here, not them in here. That's why Satan loves us to be addicted, because it continues to have this control this. Because these demons are like in the body that want that substance, and then it convinces this that you need it, that you should spend your last $10 on it, and you need it, and you're only going to feel better if you get it, so you need it. It's terrible. Don't do drugs, kids. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay chosen. Peace!